All right, we're at another 7,000 plus, probably about 7,050 miles at this point on this, my Specialized Diverge E5. It's the base model of the Specialized Diverge model lineup. I got this bike 2.5 years ago. I believe it's a 2019, and just wanted to give some thoughts, impressions after quite a bit of time on this bike. It's more or less stock, besides, some little bit bigger tires. I believe it comes stock with kind of 35s, more smooth rolling. This is the Specialized Tracer Pro, works really good on gravel, still pretty quick on the road, as well as some stands, MK3 Grail tubeless wheels. So I have it set up tubeless, super helpful, a lot less pinch flats. You can run lower tire pressure as well, which really helps give it a more plush ride both on-road and off-road. And for cornering, just had another cassette put on. I think this is the third or the fourth, and it is one of my complaints about this bike is the lack of a bigger cassette, or combination with the smaller chain rings up front, because it really limits you on climbs 15% plus. It gets pretty hard pedaling unless you're maybe a world tour type pro fitness level. So that is something next gravel bike will definitely have more gravel friendly, more off-road friendly gear set. Obviously works super good for the road unless the climbs get really steep. This, again, I think probably the base model Diverge now 2021 probably still comes with this 8-speed Shimano Claris group set. Let's see, I got some Shimano XT clip-in pedals, just make it a little bit more efficient. I just like riding clipless. A couple of bottle cages, a little top tube bag, a little light. Got my Wahoo up there, a little easy 20-mile spin today. Oops, go easy with that. Let's see, and this has it's aluminum frame with Fact carbon fork, and this can only hold about 38 mil tires, so we're pretty maxed out there, as you can see, with the clearance. And the newer models, even the base ones, I believe, allow you to carry or have bigger tires, which would be helpful. You could also put racks front and back on this to allow you to do a little bit of bike touring or bike packing. It's got the I believe this is the 160 mil rotor up front. Honestly, I haven't really had, it's the Tech Trail and 160 mil rotor in the back. Haven't had any issues with the brakes. They've been pretty solid on the bike. So again, the only real gripes I have, be able to put bigger tires on and have a more gravel off-road friendly group set. And parts are so hard to come by right now. I wanted to put a different group set, a more off-road friendly cassette and chainring combo, but the bike shop was literally out of stock and everything, and this cassette was like the last one they had, and they had to go dig around in the back to even get that. And it also needs a new derailleur right now, but those are also out of stock, so I don't have the luxury of being able to shift into the big chain ring currently. Just had some new bar tape, but overall been really solid bike. Used it, actually did a couple of crit races when it still had the kind of stock smoother rolling tires on it. I've done a 100-mile what was mostly a gravel ride. I've done a little bit over 100k gravel race on it, which I was able to win, and which I won the wheel set that I put on it, the stands. Road rides, ride them tuned today, mostly road with a little bit of trail to get back to this spot, to get away from the road for a little bit better visuals and audio. But yeah, super capable on the road, and most of the rides I do on it are on the road, and if I'm able to, then I ride to trails from there. I try not to do a lot of riding where I have to drive, because to me that just kind of defeats the purpose of having a bicycle. I do maybe do that once, twice a week max. So it does good on the road, does really great on gravel, even a little bit of light duty single track it can handle. I took it on some trails on a ride yesterday I did up in Bellingham, some new trails, and a little bit of drops off of roots, some rocky stuff, some muddy stuff, handled it fine. Some steep, some really pretty steep, punchy, muddy climbs, not the best, again, just because of the only having a 32 tooth cassette in the back holds it back a little bit, so you're really having to slow your cadence down and generate a lot of force just to get moving. So again, really versatile bike. If I could only have one bike in my stable, which again really shows kind of my class and positional advantage in that way, it would be a gravel bike, because again, you can do a little bit of everything on it, which you can't say about a road bike, you can't say about a mountain bike. Again, it's a gravel bike, so it excels on the gravel. You can still ride it on the road and be quick. You could even have another wheel set with some road tires, a lighter maybe carbon wheel set, and then have a gravel wheel set, something like that. I've did a couple of crit races. I've done a gravel race. Like I said, I have a gravel race coming up in a couple of weeks, which I'm debating whether I'm gonna try to get a refund, just because I can't access the big chain ring. It might be fine, it might not, but overall super versatile bike, really fun. The next version I would like to get, honestly I probably would have already bought it if they had it in stock, would be the Diverge E5. I think it's the Elite, still aluminum frame, carbon fork, but it has the Shimano, I think, GRX 400 group set. I think it's a 32 tooth cassette in the back with a 30 for the small chain ring, so just giving it a little bit more versatility, as well as having a bigger tire clearance. But overall, really good investment. 7,000 plus miles in at this point, and I think it was about $1,200 out the door 2.5 years ago, and it's been great introduction to the gravel bike world. And my next bike would probably be another Specialized Diverge, but just a couple specs up. So those are my thoughts. Love to hear yours on the Specialized Diverge, whether the E5 or some of the other models. Peace, much love. Leave your comments in the comment sections down below.